Hey everyone! So for our discussion, one thing that kind of came up a lot was the idea of morality and what morals would kind of mean for somebody who believes that free will exists and somebody who believes that everything is predetermined. So one thing we kind of looked at was the legal system and how it definitely operates on the idea that people have free will because people believe that if you commit a crime, that's your responsibility. You chose to do that, so you should be punished for it. If you look at it from a deterministic point of view, then really morals wouldn't exist because you can't really choose good or bad because your actions are always caused by something else. You're not doing it. So it's almost like good and bad wouldn't even exist. Morals would basically be obsolete. So I guess in that case, a legal system wouldn't really need to exist. But I thought it was interesting to kind of think about how if we believe everything is determined by something else, then that really does kind of take away responsibility for our actions. So in that sense, I kind of lean more towards free will than determinism, but I still think that there is something to be said for determinism. I think it does. I think that does exist in our world, basically. For example, we talked about mental processes and how a lot of those aren't necessarily under our control. Like in the Libet study, where the participants basically subconsciously already made the decision to lift their finger before they consciously were aware that they even made the decision. And someone else in my group also mentioned kind of like heuristics and how we can be primed for certain things and that will jog certain memories versus other memories, and it's all kind of affected by our environment, how we've been raised, what our genes kind of predispose us to, and those things are external. They're not really under our control. I brought up the example of like if siblings are fighting and one of them hits the other one, maybe they did decide to do that aggressive act, but possibly their genes or maybe their upbringing also made them more predisposed to be aggressive. So that's not really under their control. So there's a little bit of determinism evident in that type of scenario. But I do think overall, it's always a two-way interaction. There's always a little bit of both going on. And that's basically the conclusion that we all came to in our discussion. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks, guys.